when he's living the rest of his best life back in Florence, South Carolina. Do y'all think that's a nice life for Tucker? I think that's a really nice life for Tucker. Do y'all think they retired me out of pasture? No. Do y'all think my general manager ever thinks that joke is funny? Also, no, unfortunately. I've been trying to get him to smile for like an entire year. Just kidding. Derek's pretty good. He's pretty nice. Right. Also, the baskets on the left-hand side where the folks are chattering. If you're looking for one souvenir to get here in the city, that is an heirloom you can pass on to the next generation of your family, I'd highly recommend the Sweetgrass baskets on the left. Those baskets are handmade by direct descendants of the Gullah and the Geechee people. They're made entirely out of sweetgrass, bulruk, and pine needles that is foraged for throughout the low country around the peninsula, dried in the sun, then interwoven by hand. There's no written record on how to make one of those baskets. It's only passed down to the next generation of your family by word of mouth only. If you were to buy one of those baskets during your time here on vacation, next time you go to the nation's capital, to D.C., if you're going to go visit the Smithsonian Museum, call ahead. Make sure you're going to the right one. I think there's like 6 nowadays. Make sure that their historian is on staff for the day. They have one historian in particular that can look at the pattern of the weaving, and it can tell you exactly which family's heritage it hails from, because no family makes them exactly the same. They are beautiful pieces of handmade artistry. I'd highly recommend going to chat with those folks at least. Also, they sell the palmetto roses too. If you're caught buying a palmetto rose from anybody walking around, you can get an $1,100 fine for soliciting. So make sure if you're looking to buy one of those souvenirs, buy it from a vendor in the market. Thank you, David. I appreciate you. Good boy, Tucker. So David just did a very important step. He took the GPS unit on the front of the carriage for the radiator leak we did not have today. If we did, we would have pressed that unit for a company called Duty Calls, and they would have been on the spot within 20 minutes to hose down the street. He also took the placard on the back of the carriage, and that's going to get returned to the city to stop the time card for a horse like Mr. Tucker up here. Because once we leave that city gate, that bingo machine, the city starts a time card for a horse like Tucker to make sure that he's not out too long on tour, not doing too many tours a day, and getting the break he deserves when he gets back to the barn. A horse like Tucker gets at least a 30-minute break, if not an hour, on average, in an area that has shade, water, and a fan, all available to him to cool him down. I will be taking Tucker's temperature after this tour today as well. Very important. You want to make sure these horses are not overheating and overexerting themselves during this work in this city. So a horse like Mr. Tucker, I'll take his temperature, make sure he's not getting too warm. If he is getting a little bit too warm, we need to take him off the carriage. We need to cool him down, spray him down with cool water, ice, anything like that to bring down that temperature to a healthy, sustainable temp. If he's getting too cool, he might need to be done early for the day because he shouldn't be dropping temperature after exercise. That could be something wrong with his health. We might have to get the veterinarian on call a ring. We want to make sure that it's not something that's going to spiral into anything bigger. And if anybody had a really good time and you want to learn how to be a tour guide, I highly recommend. It's a lot of fun. You get to meet folks from all over. You get to hang out with guys like Tucker all the time. But you have to be comfortable with taking the temperature. If the temperature is not taken in the mouth, then I'm always looking for volunteers. It's not the forehead thing either, I promise y'all that. Okay. All right, just as we wait it out right here, y'all, any last questions?
That was so fun.
That was so fun. I agree. Y'all were a really good group, too. Thank you for coming.
So fun.
Good tour guide. Good tour.
Yeah, good
Give it up for
tour.
Tucker. Tucker deserves it. There we go, Tucker. Real quick, too, with it being really hot like this, so open containers not legal in the city like it is in Savannah, Georgia, or